one other girlfriend who I love to death, actually, but she always tells me who she knows. And she's like, I call this person. I'm like, this person's not gonna do anything for you. They're all in their little clique. They're all out for themselves. He is not going to do anything for you. It's Hollywood, all right.
Madonna is the appropriated woman. She's the one. She's the culmination of all of the other women. She's tended to kind of cannibalise past women.
She's very good at that.
And she reinvents herself as the new icon of those. So sometimes she's Marilyn Monroe, sometimes she's Jean Harlow, sometimes she's the.
She doesn't have a particular genius, except
to do that.
The ability
Except to construct herself. That's what I'm saying. She does that, doesn't she?
A chameleon.
Yeah.
Chameleon. Celebrities can be de-celebritised. Is there such a word as that?
Yeah, sure.
Whatever, delegitimated, if they're overexposed or if they're underexposed.
Well, we think that they live utopian lives, perfect lives, in actual fact aren't that happy.
So a celebrity's actually walking a tightrope between those two abysses.
I always wanted to be on that little television, in that TV. So people have told me a lot about people, casting agents, who I did not know. So I went to meet them for a beer. And I found out soon enough that I'm not going to go that way. I don't need to meet anybody at 9 o'clock at night. It takes a long time to learn the game here. It's a game. It's rules they play to get ahead here. And it took me 2 years now. I've only almost been here 2 years to actually find out which is a better way to go. It's difficult. I think it's very difficult. It's a gamble here.
I've tried so many things in life. I changed many times the way, like the young person supposed to go. I did the first school. After the high school, I stopped high school because I go for the trip to the Europe. I come back to high school. After that, I go to visit my aunt in United States when I was studying. I come back with this paper to Poland. They didn't want to see this paper. Everything is super crazy about me, my education. My mom it's told me like that. And now I have the idea to be a model. Paris can be very bourgeois, very French and the same gorgeous, but very Paris. You can feel it's also business town. Everybody hurry, everybody going to some place. When you go to metro, it's like a fabric of the people what going to some places. It's Paris, it's life, but it's one of the most beautiful towns what I see. In Poland, I meet some photographer who proposed me some test. After 2 days, he showed the test to Cosmopolitan Polish, and they give me job for 7 pages. After 1 day, I meet some photographer what saw my picture before for the Polish Air. So I did in 1 week very many good things in Poland, like the magazines.
I mean, I just happened to be the right look at the time. That's the only thing. Plus I had a certain amount of talent, she said immodestly. And I had a certain degree of ambition also. And that and I'm not sure what other aspects landed me in the right place at the right time. And through that, yes, I did have success here and overseas. And a lot of it was very confronting. I was not used to being feted and wined and dined and asked my opinion on things. I was very young too, and I found it quite confounding. The influence that comes with celebrity is not a right. It is a privilege. It can be burdensome. It can be very confronting. It depends what you do with it, actually.
If I can make somebody cry and express myself so great on screen, I achieved something.
Real fame is something that comes with deeper experience and time. I mean, when people are fating you and you have your photographs in the paper and you're being ushered in here and ushered in there, it can trap you easily. You can easily begin to believe your own publicity and believe that that's what you deserve, and you become to expect that from then on. And that's a danger, because it's basically the media that's doing that for you. And the moment, your show or your movie or your play or whatnot is done, that's it. The media lose interest in you, and suddenly you're in a void again.
But it's depressing. I mean, there are moments where I'm depressed and feel like crying, or I have cried because there was no work. I try to think positive but that doesn't come always so easy. I do a lot of physical activities. That helps. Being physical. Training, throwing, meditation. To me, it helps me. I clean too when I feel like, things are not going my way. I go home and clean my whole apartment. It's really clean. Things never go my way, huh?
I was really lucky because I was working frequently, much to my own astonishment at times. And then I found this cause which just consumed me, totally enveloped me. And so it found me before the work dried up. And so it was my choice to get involved with things outside the celebrity business. And I suppose I know I was very lucky. I didn't have to wait for the phone to dry up and the work opportunities to diminish. I'd found something else that was much more important. But I don't know how people cope when the phone doesn't ring, when they're biting their fingernails to the quick.
There are so many people that you could point to who are extraordinarily talented, but that element of luck hasn't been with them. They haven't been in the right place at the right time. And I think fame and success, it not only requires a great amount of hard work and a great amount of base talent, but it needs luck as well.
I was in a restaurant a little while ago at King's Cross, having lunch with a couple of people, and Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman walked in. And they went and sat somewhere private and didn't think much of it. Got back to work and told my secretary, and was about to tell her the story of how short Tom really is next to Nicole. I hadn't finished the sentence. She grabbed 3 people and went off in a taxi down to the restaurant.
To see if they could see them.
See if they could see them. Didn't even get to finish the story. It was only a sentence.
I think this is the funniest looking Tarzan I've ever seen. It's like I'm discovering Hollywood the first time from a limo point of view. It's very unclear. Beverly Hills. It's kind of like when I first moved here, I was kind of intimidated by it. I was very intimidated by it. Because with all the wealth around me. And maybe it was some kind of insecure issue I had then, just feeling like I could never be a part of that. It's like you have to get used to things. I'm not used to this. A television, a telephone, a bar. I'm not used to that. Nothing ever came easy to me. And to me, it's going to be a lot of hard work. I know that. lot of studying, showing people that I can do this, that I have enough talent. And then it's only in God's hands, because then I don't know what to do anymore. If I can't get it done, then maybe it's not meant to be. But I had my palm read, and they said I'm gonna have success in 3 years. I have 3 more years.
Of course, it's such a fickle thing. Fame and celebrity is so fickle that very often people don't get there. And you come across disillusioned. These are older people who are disillusioned, who are alone, who are disappointed, and are still wondering why, with that sort of determination and focus that they'd had as young people, they never made it.
My mother is very skeptic to everything what I'm doing in my life because of the church. First I was doing kung fu, after that ballet, after that some trip to the mountains, after that something another. And because I changed in my life everything so quickly, and I'm not going like a good child to do that and finish play piano or something. She's like a skeptic, you know? Great, let's see what's happened. Good if you're happy, but let's see. I told you what I think about that after a year when you finish. I'm proud of the pictures, what I can see already, what I can find in magazine. It's so easy with movement, with the lights, with the special makeup, do something special in the picture of the even normal person. Even beautiful, but not too...
I mean, one of the traps of this business is that if you do well early on, you expect it to continue, but it very, very rarely does.
Orson Welles being a prime example.
Orson Welles is a prime example, you know.
He peaked at 23.
That's right. And from then on, it was downhill all the way.
I would say it's a little European here, you know? I get a bit of the flair of Europe, which I miss a bit. But like it? Do I love it? No. Because most people are on the surface here, and they don't want to hear that you're unhappy. So you always have to be the happy person. You know? And those I don't call friends. No.
We've both worked with some heavy-duty people over the years, and very often you find that they're completely alone. They can't communicate. People treat them so differently all the time, you know, yes sir, etc., what do you want, that they long just to sort of get down to street level, as it were, and sit down with an ordinary human being and have an ordinary conversation. And they find themselves trapped by fame or celebrity. And that, to me, is the saddest thing. When people find themselves utterly alone because they've achieved what they wanted.
So I've known some big stars where it's hard for them to live a normal life outside, and they are actually paranoid of everybody that comes across them because they always think they want something from me. They want something from me. You know? And then I've met celebrities who go out and just don't care.
It makes me realize kind of how fortunate we are to have the sort of family life we have, and to have got involved in something that's outside of ourselves. Because, you know, showbiz is such a self-absorbed business in many ways. And I think that's why people's egos get to run away with them very often.
100 years ago, you would have gone to the circus and seen the equivalent of a celebrity, I think, but now we've got the mass media, which is able to present
Everything to
a
us.
whole lot of people to us without us feeling we have to know them.
No, I think even
relate
that
to them as
journalistic voyeurism means that we get to know the private part of them, so that in some ways we get to own them and approximate them in our own life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they definitely have a place in shaping people's identity.
Supermodels and teenage girls. You know, I mean, that's a sad indictment of that celebrity status taken far too far.
And there's a voracious appetite for young talent in this country, which is exploited. and then dropped, as Peter said. And there's no reason why those young people shouldn't imagine that that will go on forever. Why wouldn't they? They are the centre of a lot of people's universe for a moment. And of course they're going to feel that that's going to go on. They're talented, they're young, they're gorgeous, and then it stops. And it's so sad. It's so sad. Some people just get on with life and are quite practical about it, and I guess if they're grounded, that's okay. As Peter said, a minuscule amount of people go on in this business, and others just go on wondering why, what happened, and it's sad. It's very sad.
I need money. I need money. I have my dream. I want to buy some house for myself. For this moment I travel, but it's not a thing of be famous. It's what's mean be famous, you know. It's so many people famous, and everybody are fascinating of them, and there can be miserable people or stupid people, and they are just famous, or they're amazing, you know. It's so many normal people around me, amazing, my good friends. I'm totally fascinating of them. It's so many young models in this business, like 14, 15, and they just start to make them personality, and they learn in this job to, you know, the best to be famous, to be big, have money and to make money.
Society seems to be saying, particularly to its younger generation, these are our heroes, these celebrities, these famous people who have enormous wealth, great fame, great power, etc.
But that means also if I'm going to be on a billboard with something really important, that would be nice. And quite frequently me and my girlfriends talk about that when we drive by. Hey Joanna, I'm sitting in a limo now. Yeah. That's true. We'll be right there. Goodbye. You almost choked on a chicken bone. Oh, it's on La Cienega in Santa Monica. Huh?
Right.
A certain person that I know, yeah. She gives all her energy to socialize with those people who can get her anywhere, but doesn't take time for herself or her child that she has. She has a child. And to me, it's like she's not true to herself. She doesn't want to be with those people. It's 8 o'clock. They call at 8 o'clock. Hey, want to go out for coffee? She says yes, but even she doesn't feel like it, you know? It's not in her heart to see those people, so why go?
They have given their whole lives over to this thing, this fame thing, and when that's either gone or never been attained, there's nothing else for them there's nothing to fill up on, and that often leads to drinking or drug taking or the most incredible bitterness, which is terrible.
Fame and celebrity should be to do with the inner workings of a person. We should be putting up people's compassion, their love of one another as being the heroic aspects of people's nature. The media is there to drive the product, basically. It's there to serve the investors, the producers, etc., to get the publicity, to get the ratings up, to get the people into the cinemas and bums on seats. And it uses people, it exploits people. And when it's finished with them, it casts them to one side.
I then found other things in my life that were more important, thank goodness, because I think that saved me and saved my sanity. And so I then turned that around to make the whole media thing work for me, for something outside, something bigger than me, something more important than me. So whether it's fighting for children or animals or anybody vulnerable and exploited, I have a great passion against injustice of any kind. I have no compunction about exploiting or exploiting the media. And nor do they have any compunction about exploiting if it's in their interests either.
Yeah, it's an equal deal.
You know, I don't want too much people in my life what are not true, you know? It's the thing.
See, to me, a great deal of fame and celebrity is absolutely empty. There's nothing to it at all. It's straw in the wind. And I think that a lot of the unhappiness that is coming about in society is because when people do reach for these sorts of role models, these sorts of heroes, they blow away, puff in the wind.
I think there's a lot of despair in society, not just Western society, but I think Eastern countries all over the world. So I think that because people don't have a void that needs to be filled, I mean, they're turning to pop stars and sports stars and actors, and some of those people may indeed be worthy, although who am I to say that, of their admiration. But there are others who, you know, probably fall far short and have, you know, feet of clay. But I think that there's a cute side to celebrity worship. I don't think it's it's harmless. So many people are despairing in their everyday life. There's so much anguish in their lives that, you know, if they look at a model or a pop star and they just, you know, I just think it gives a bit of respite from the day-to-day confrontation. And I think that I think it's okay as long as it doesn't become worship.
The media is like creating new myths for us because nobody's really connecting with traditional religion, cynicism with government and business.
Well, I think we always need icons. An icon is an idea which has a religious root. That is, that there's something about the need to worship our society through particular individual achievers.
I think people watch because they're looking for a code. They're trying to figure out in their own lives what's good and what's bad, what constitutes happiness, how should I be?
Yes.
Because I think that's one of the things that these institutions have now abdicated to celebrities.
So I keep working on it because I have a lot of hope right now. At the moment, I do hope a lot and I wish, and maybe that sounds vain, but I think it'll come. I don't have anything else here but me, so I have to make it.
I believe we've so hooked into entertainment that we are entertaining ourselves to death.
Celebrities are disposable.
We have to create other meaning than what the media creates.
Or do we just end up with bigger and bigger and bigger celebrities?
You know, and other substance abuse or lives that invest in the image of a legend like Elvis. I mean, was there anything more pathetic at the end of life than Elvis? But celebrities are known for being known.
Celebrities are disposable.